I now officially call the meeting to order. I'm Rick Thompson, Director from District 3, the board Vice President at the time. I'd like to introduce you, our Board of Directors. From District 1, Randy Christensen, Secretary from Scranton. Paul Heineman, Ogden. And Kim Rinker, Treasurer, Ogden. From District 2, Jim Burial, Ames. Bill Harleen, Madrid. And Doug Roby, Ames. From District 3, Joel Scow, Assistant Secretary and Assistant Treasurer from Wesley. And from District 4, Francis Bucknell, Iowa Falls. Paul Skarkfeet, Radcliffe. And Jim Beardcamp, Alden. Now please join me in welcoming Board President and District 3 Director Mike Coleman, who will conduct this evening's business meeting.
Thank you, Rick. Good evening, and thank you all for joining us this evening for our annual meeting. I'd like to start by welcoming all our members that are attending in person or joining us on Facebook page. At the end of this evening's meeting, we will welcome member questions. For those members watching online, please place your questions in the comments, and we will read and respond to those at the end of the meeting. As you entered today, you should have received a copy of our 2024 annual report containing the financials and the meeting minutes from last year, which can be found on page 4. For those viewing online, the annual report can be found on our webpage at midlandpower.coop/annual report. Unless I hear any additions or corrections, the minutes and annual report financials will stand as approved as presented. I would now like to introduce Haley Van Loon from our Brown Limerick law firm to give us a brief overview of our election process. Haley?
Thank you, Mike. As Mike indicated, my name's Haley Van Loon, and I am corporate counsel for the Cooperative. And one of my duties as corporate counsel is to supervise the election process for the Cooperative. So this morning, we had a gathering of volunteer tellers who came to the co-op to count the ballots for the various districts and elections taking place. We also collected any ballots this evening as folks walked into the door. The candidates were selected by a nominating commission that was put together and member elected and is an independent committee. From District 1, nominating committee members included Aaron McLeod, Anthony McDonald, Tanner Lawton, and then from District 2, Dave Jamison, Dennis Lynch, and Mark Speck. From District 3, Dean Borman, Alan Maines, and John Nissen. And from District 4, Vern Hecker, Dwayne Kruckenberg, and Steve Schnormeyer. At this time, if there is any member in attendance who has not yet cast your ballot, if you could please raise your hand and we'll send a teller to collect that ballot from you. Thank you. Mike?
Thank you, Haley. As a member-owned electric cooperative, we're driven by our commitment to our members and communities. That's why for more than 80 years, we've worked to improve the quality of life for our members. This is key cooperative difference that sets us apart from investor-owned utilities. While they report to their shareholders on Wall Street, we report to you, our member owners, on Main Street. This past year, we've continued to build on that legacy by working to improve reliability, fuel our local economy, and help members better understand the realities of owning and driving electric vehicles. In the 1920s and early 30s, rural Iowa increasingly found themselves left in the dark as the wave of urban electrification passed by them. With the passage of the Rural Electrification Act in 1936, electric cooperatives began to spring up on the rural, state, national, helping to revitalize and revolutionize rural America. In recent years, massive changes have transformed the electric utility industry, both here in Iowa and around the country, with more changes yet to come. As a result, we found the region's electric grid increasingly strained as the supply of new generation resources lagged behind the exploding demand, from AI and cryptocurrency data centers to the increased electrification of all sectors of our economy. The challenges in delivering power to meet this demand are daunting. However, just as those first electric cooperative directors envisioned a brighter future for rural Iowa, this board also believes that our best days are still in front of us. Over the coming years, advanced technology will enable us to offer our members new services and easy-to-use tools to better manage their energy use. At the same time, we'll continue our work developing data and control systems in the field to help reduce and shorten outages. So no matter what twists and turns may come, we remain committed to helping you, our valued member owners, navigate the road ahead. This year's annual meeting theme is Driven to Serve. That's fitting, since serving our members is truly our heart of all what we do. From our linemen in the field to our member care specialists in the office, our employees are passionate about caring for our members and improving our communities. Now please sit back and enjoy this year's annual report video.
This morning we're at the Farland substation west of Jefferson. This sub has been offline since last year, undergoing a rebuild project as part of our 34.5 to 69 conversion. And what that is taking us from the 34.5 grid to a more reliable 69 grid. With this rebuild, we are installing all new equipment, new transformer, new regulators, new electronic breakers, all new switches, all new insulators. What that does is kind of beef up our substation, make it more reliable, more dependable. With this sub, we're also doing SCADA, which allows us to monitor the sub from the office, voltage, amps. It gives us an idea of what's going on before it becomes a problem. If a problem does occur, then we can have a plan in place when the crew is in or out, which speeds up the fix. Doubling the capacity of the substation allows us to use this sub to feed other parts of our system if another substation would happen to go down due to an outage. It allows us to do more switching for maintenance and other unplanned events. In 2024, we finished our Stratford substation, which serves the Stratford area as well as the town of Stratford. We installed SCADA at Stratford as well as Scranton and started this Farland project. In 2024, we rebuilt over 5 miles of line as well as added around 15 miles of line. And we focused our attention on main feeder lines, main backfeed lines. Reliability starts at the substation, so investing in the substation, investing in the main feeders, investing in the backfeeds to those subs will help keep reliability up, keep our members' lights on. In 2024, we saw our average outage frequency drop over 12% compared to the previous 4-year outage. And I think a lot of that is attributed to our investment in the subs, our investment in tree trimming, our maintenance programs, and our pole replacement programs.
While striving to increase system reliability, we also remain focused on the safety of our employees and members.
We're at Seven Hills Park, south of Jefferson, and today we're installing line for the I6 tower, which is for emergency services and the co-op's radio communication system that we've moved to. So the crews are installing line to get power to the tower. We're working cooperatively with Midland and Nishnabotna Valley REC out here. We did volunteer donate our hours and time into this because it's a benefit to not only the emergency services, but to the public and also to the cooperative. So safety plays a key role in the co-op. When we're faced with the extreme conditions, whether it's weather or other elements of weather, we really push, don't get complacent in what you do. Complacency kills, and so with other coworkers there around you, we stress that we want you watching each other, have each other's backs on a daily basis, not only during storm work. We want everybody to go home safe at the end of the day. So in 24 alone, we worked over 105,000 hours without a lost time accident. And that puts us back to 2019. Since 2019, we've worked over 562,000 hours without a lost time accident or injury. And that's significant.
From innovations in public safety to new technology on the roadway, we're working to be our members' most trusted source of energy information.
So today we're at Midland Power's office here in Boone County, enjoying the EV car show. The whole issue of EV vehicles has been intriguing to me. The market's changing so much. People's mindsets are changing so much around this topic. And so I feel it's my job to get out there and figure out what's going on, what different power companies are doing to accommodate these new vehicles, what consumers are wanting. And as you can see here, there's different vehicles, whether it's pickup trucks or a small vehicle or SUV. There's something here for everybody.
Just trying to be a trusted advisor, so we're not biased one way or the other. So you can have whatever you want. We want you to make the decision.
Big a part of EVs and helping bring that information to our membership is just really being true to who we are as electric co-op. If you go back to electric co-ops were formed, the co-ops help bring just home appliances, irons, washing machines, refrigerators, that type of technology, and help share that with our members, again, to drive quality of life. I think EVs fit in that same vein, and I think we're also a great place where we can be a trusted energy advisor. We want to be that place that you could come ask those questions, and you may learn, you know what, that doesn't work for me. Yes, that does work for me. And so we're not really advocating one way or the other, but we want a place to be where our members can get good information.
Well, it's something we've kicked around a lot on the board. We've talked about it for a long time and finally, ended up leasing an EV vehicle. And I guess, from board perspective of why we think that's important is, like I said, you may not like EVs, you may like EVs, you may never ever want one, but still from the hat of having as a director is, with the EV, you got to figure out the rates, you got to figure out time of charging. So we're looking at ways, with different rates coming in when someone's charging, we're getting the data off that to see if there's ways that we can, alter that to save the co-op money.
To have a cooperative that's on the front lines of this, getting ahead of the issue, seeing what's on the consumer's mind, seeing what maybe things that they need to address within their grid to be able to accommodate this market. It's really apparent to me that Midland's on the front line. I really appreciate that, and consumers seem to be happy with their services and the costs of Midland. And I think it's a tribute to Midland getting ahead of things. And so today's a classic example.
Whether it's information on EVs or on-site renewable energy options, Midland Power's team is here to help.
So we're out at a member's place just taking a look at their solar panels that they recently installed. So a member reached out to us and said they were interested in solar and wanted to see more of what it could look like. So we ran some numbers for them and they felt good about it. And so we went and installed a project for them. When a co-op decides to join Iowa Choice Renewables, they're sending a message to the members that they care about what's going on in the electric industry today. They want their members to be informed when making these decisions and educated on what's out there and what their options are. And they want to give them a reputable source to get unbiased information for what they can expect. So Iowa Choice Renewables can do installs all the way from a small residential system all the way to a larger commercial, industrial, or agricultural system. So oftentimes when we're out there meeting with people who have installed solar, we'll run across situations where their system may have been oversized or they may have been overpromised on what this may be able to do for them financially in reflection of their bill. And so this is all things you can avoid by working directly with your co-op from the start. We have a lot more detailed information than any solar companies do just at our fingertips. We can go and see what you're using down to even 15-minute data, so we can give you a better analysis of what solar can realistically do for you. So there's a real advantage to working with your rural electric cooperative if you're looking at solar. We passionately care about helping our members and making sure that they understand and are educated on everything and the big picture before they make these big decisions.
Looking out for our members and communities is part of the cooperative difference.
And if you really go back through the electric co-op world, the co-ops were formed to improve quality of life in rural America, and that we did that, and we continue to do that. And making rural America a great place to live is part of that benefit. And I think businesses contributing to communities, helping to provide great places to do things for the people that live here, our members, improving their quality of life. So that's a big part of it. The second part of it also is internal. By going out and doing these community work days, we're able to get our team members together. Our crews and our office staff are spread out over a 17-county geographic area. So being able to come together those days and build collaboration, to build teamwork, helps us serve our members better.
I just think that's a good, outlier that you can help in the community. It's a touch that you get with other people that, normally you wouldn't have. We have the ability to go out and trim trees or help in other aspects that a lot of people, you just can't do on your own, have the equipment. So we feel that that's a good use of time for the employees to get out and visit with the membership and, show that we're, again, cooperating with everybody.
Whether it's in our own backyard or halfway around the world, Midland Power is working to improve lives. Last summer, one of our linemen volunteered to help bring electricity for the very first time to the residents of a remote Guatemalan village.
We got an email from the NRECA asking Midland Power if they would want to send one guy from the company to, if somebody wants to volunteer to go on this trip, going to a third world country, and you have no idea what you're getting into. And obviously going with 13 other linemen from other co-ops that I had no idea who they are. You don't know who you're going to be working with or how you're going to get along with them. But I mean, it worked out amazing. It was a great group of guys. It really wasn't what I was expecting when we showed up there. I was expecting more jungle area, and mountains. I knew there's gonna be a lot of terrain and stuff, but the mountains and everything were something that I was not expecting. It was just something more like the Colorado mountains and stuff like that, terrain. And I think it took us like over 3 hours just to drive 60 miles to the big city where we were staying in Jalapa, just because there was not a straight road the entire time. The main mission was to finish up a project that the group ahead of us was not able to finish. We had to string in overhead line, so all the poles were set, and so we had to go and frame up the poles, and then we ran the ACSR, the aluminum wire, primary wire, all the way to the village, and we had to set one transformer, and then we had to run all the secondary lines to all the other poles, and then to the meter poles, and then from the meter poles to their houses into a breaker box, and then from the breaker box we had to wire the houses for some outlets, some switches, and some lights. From the time we leave the city from our hotel, it would take us over an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to drive to this place. Half of it was kind of 2-lane road, and the other half, the back half, was just a single lane road, and there wasn't hardly any places to turn around once you started on these roads until you got to the village. The locals helped us out tremendously. I mean, they made our life a lot easier. They took our wire and they just went down the mountain and back up and back down, stringing out that primary wire. It was just incredible to watch them work, and it was just amazing that they are always there to help us. If there's a tree branch in the way for the secondaries, up in the tree, they chop the tree down or the limbs, and they are always there to be around and helping us. It was amazing to see that just for the lights to come on for the first time and their reaction. They were so happy. Their faces just lit up. not because of the light bulbs, but just they are so excited. And yeah, it was just an amazing experience.
Building a brighter future here at home means working in partnership with our local businesses, helping them identify programs and resources to grow and thrive.
So I go back to with our commercial members, we went and did a bus tour, went down and, toured some different things, went and hit Eiley and, walk in there and just look at all the people employed there and how that serves the membership base. I just thought it was a really neat business they got going down there. And I just look at, like I said, whether it's residential or our commercial, it's all part of the pie and we all have to make it work. And, we do everything we can, whether that be outside stuff, even as far as like economic development, because to me that you put an industrial park in, that brings more people in, might bring more business on our line, and again, pulls members in that maybe you didn't have moved into your area.
We're here in Ellsworth, Iowa. We're at the Rotofor molding plant where we make swell watercraft kayaks. We took about 3 years to develop a patented valve system that drains water out of a sit-on-top's cockpit. So this is the only kayak in the world that actually utilizes this system.
We were a cash-strapped business. We moved that business to South Africa in 2020. There was a lot of economic downturn during that time. We suffered considerably as a result. Our cash flow suffered. We looked around. Where does it make sense in the United States to kind of locate an operation like this that's going to kind of bring in manufacturing that's high quality and is supported by the community? So we looked around quite a bit. We looked in many states in the Midwest, in the West, and out on the East Coast, and in the South, came and found that Iowa really had a great opportunity because the workforce is frankly very dedicated and hardworking. The location is relatively central. There's highways that go both east and west and north and south directly from where we're at, and it just seemed like a logical fit. We started looking for partners out in how are we going to pull this off, right? Because we're a relatively small operation. And we found Corn Belt Power and Midland Power as potential partners for us to help get the capital, get started in building the operation, putting it together so that we could bring it back to the United States and have a manufacturing organization that was going to drive this quality product that we're trying to put out.
The loan programs come through programs we're able to access through the Rural Utility Service, through USDA. And so it's really us helping to manage those and pass those through. So we're not really using a lot of member money where it's a pass-through from the government. It's allowing us to then access that money, help invest it here in rural Iowa and make rural Iowa better and give people opportunities to start a business and improve their quality of life, but also provide services to others and create jobs, which we think helps all of our members across our system.
There's not a cookie-cutter approach to the revolving loan fund. We look for bridging the gap for companies that are coming to enhance economic growth in the communities that we serve, as well as to add services for our membership and those in the rural territories that we serve. You think about the benefits that adding employment to a community offers that community. There's things like the iron in the ground from the actual infrastructure of that business increases the tax base for that community. So that's able to help stabilize taxes for all residents in and around the community. But additionally, adding jobs means money spent within that community for those who live here.
So if we would not have had that available capital fund, there's a good chance the small business that we had may have just folded and failed. And we wouldn't have been able to put this together as a budding local industry that is going to benefit this community long term.
Keeping the lights on for our members also means ensuring the cooperative is in good financial health.
the financial part of the business isn't something that the members usually see. Usually you see that the lights are on and they think of operations and maintenance, but the finances have to be available in a healthy structure to make sure that that money is available. So if there is things that come up, that the co-op can support those to make sure that the lights remain on and the repair and maintenance can be done. Our average budget for capital is about $4 to $5 million per year. It has been over the last couple of years. That money gets reinvested back into the lines and substations to improve reliability. So that's the largest section of our budget is our capital spending. The benefit of Midland Power compared to investor-owned utilities is that we, instead of taking that extra revenue or margins that we get from our members, we return it back to them, where an investor-owned keeps that.
Investor-owned utilities are there to make a profit. Those profits are put back into the shareholders' pockets. Where Midland Power Co-op, being a member-owned utility, we send those profits back to our members. For the year 2024, we returned to our members $1.1 million. Over the last decade, it's been over $10 million total.
Residential members continue to account for just over half of the cooperative's annual revenue of $52.9 million, while purchase power comprises nearly 70% of the co-op's nearly $51 million in annual operating expenses. In March, Midland received a clean financial audit for the year.
The electric utility industry is going through massive amounts of change. There's new entrances, we're bringing more renewables, a lot of changes. But as the co-op, we think the best way to work through those changes is to stay focused on our members. And so our vision is to be our members' most trusted and reliable valued energy source, their community's most respected partner, and a team focused on safety and empowerment. And if, despite any changes happen, if we stay focused on that vision, serving our members in a safe way, empowering our employees to provide great service, make good decisions in the field, those are the key things. We're driven to serve our members. And I think that vision statement focuses on providing those things for our members. We're driven to care for our members. We're driven to provide them reliable service. We're driven to try to provide value to them. We're driven to improve their quality of life and make investments and participate in those things where we can. And we're driven to do that in a safe way. And we're driven to also care for our employees, because we believe if we have a great culture here with our team, that's going to come out in driving and focusing and serving our members and giving them great service.
What a remarkable year we've had. Please join me in taking a moment to thank the employees in the room and those who could not join us tonight for all their hard work and dedication. Now I'd like to invite Haley back to the podium to present the election results.
Thanks, Mike. I'm now going to announce the successful candidates in districts 1 through 4. So I'm going to start with District 1, and I'm going to start with the Board of Directors and then announce the results for the nominating commission for next year. In District 1, Kim Rinker, Board of Directors. For the nominating committee, Don Christian, Aaron McLeod, and Alan Robson. In District 2, the successful Board of Director candidate was Bill Harleen. For the nominating committee, Dave Jamieson, Dennis Lynch, and Mark Speck. In District 3, Rick Thompson was selected for the Board of Directors, and the successful nominating committee candidates were John Gears, John Nissen, and Levi Studer. And in District 4, the successful Board of Director candidate was Jim Verkant, and the nominating committee members will be Charlie Gilbert, Vern Hecker, and Steve Schnormeyer. Congratulations to the successful candidates. I think Mike has some prize drawings now.
Just want to congratulate all the candidates on winning. We now hold the prize drawings. As a reminder, only Midland Power members are eligible to win. Directors, employees, and their immediate family members are not eligible. Members who attend one of our member appreciation events were automatically entered to win a great door prize. Those winnings' names will be drawn in the coming days and will be announced in our social media channels and posted on our website. Children who attended the events are also encouraged to enter to win a bike. Those winners will be notified soon. Thanks to all the members who attended our appreciation events. We hope you all had as much fun as we did at them. We will now do the bill credit drawings. We will draw the members from each district. We draw 3 members from each district, with each of them receiving a $50 bill credit. The winners will be drawn from those members who submitted a ballot. As a reminder, members are not required to be present to win. We will notify the winning members and the credit will appear on a future bill. I'd like to ask Jenny Christensen to assist me in drawing the winners.
Our first winner is Jocelyn Renzel. Jocelyn Renzel. Tough one to start with. Our second winner is F. Edward Jensen, Boone. Our final winner for the district is Bridget McGregor, Jefferson. District 2, Thomas Hilson, Ames. John W. Strand, Polk City. And our third winner from District 2 is Peggy Drennan, Ames. District 3, Corey Kripp, Lehigh, Iowa. W. Ken Stokes, Goldfield. And our final winner in District 3 is Kenneth Norum, Goldfield. District 4, Wayne Patterson, Ellsworth. District 4, Sarah Kadolf, Hubbard, Iowa. And our final winner in District 4 is Lorene Anderson, Story City.
At this time, we will entertain member questions concerning the operations of your co-op. Are there any questions here or in person online? Knowing of no other business to come before this body, I declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you all for attending this event. Board members, management employees will be available after the meeting if any questions any members have they wish to discuss. The Board of Directors organizational meeting will be held in a few minutes. Thank you for attending.
I read